or whatever.
Okay.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Clever Coin. We're doing another segment of Clever Coin chats, and today we're chatting with the man, the myth, the legend, South Texas Prepper, bro. Say what's up to the people. And yeah, just say what's up.
Hey guys, how are you? Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, so I like to give a few minutes just to let people pour in, just because some people, are doing other stuffs and let the notifications make their way, and then we can go ahead and start with like, more stuff. But I know I kind of asked you this already, but how's your day going?
Yeah. So yeah, today is pretty smooth today. Yesterday was really hectic with some plumbing issues and getting a few things done around town. But today was pretty mellow. How about yours?
I've been running around today quite a bit. I'm a little tired, but that's okay. We're still here. I went to the post office to send up some stuff, and I got a lot of good stuff in the mail. I'm very excited to go ahead and open that. Probably for later on this week, though. So I think a lot of these letters are actually from Christmas. So I guess the USPS was really lagging behind.
Yeah. Yeah, we're fortunate. We of course we live outside of way south of not way south, but outside of San Antonio, and a big enough little town, but big enough where we can get direct mail. So our stuff flows so fast now. Anything that I ordered, like for example, I ordered something on Monday, and they'll tell me, hey, look, by next Monday you'll get it. I
Right.
usually get it, by Thursday or Wednesday.
Nice, nice. Well, let's say what's up to the chat. Do you have access to the chat?
I do.
Awesome, awesome. So I'm gonna say what's up to some people. You can say what's up to some people. I'm gonna choose Silver Wolverine. What's going on? I see Silver Heist, Kevin Rose. I send your silver certificate out today. Like I sent him a silver certificate, I think on the 28th, 29th, and I got it back. So I had to send it back out. I think I saw North Country Off Grid. So it's like, dang, it's crazy. I hope you're all doing well and having a great day. And thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah. So shout out to Stacking and Prepping also, Wolverines out there. Good seeing you. I hope it's cool up there. I mean, it's warm. I hope it's getting warmer up there, I should say. Big Bang, Little Bang, how are you?
Yeah, I love that name, Big Bank, Little Bank. That guy's balling. I just assume he's balling because that's a sick ass, username. B Coins Nevada, what's going on?
Yeah.
I think we got mo most people here. But yeah, I'm very excited to talk to you just because I found you, I think pretty early on. I don't know how long you've been making videos. But I just saw your wrist. And to be honest, 100%, that is what caught my attention. I was like, wait, what is that watch, right? And then I kept on like pressing pause and trying to zoom in, and I took a screenshot, and then like I took a screenshot of your video. Dude, I'm totally creeping right now. I took a screenshot of the video so I can zoom in even closer, and I was like, oh, is that a Hamilton? And I was like, yo, that is so sick. So ever since then, I was like, yeah, this guy knows his stuff, and like vintage Hamiltons and vintage watches, and you're just into like so many cool stuff. So how did you get into like the vintage watch side, or have you just been a collector your whole life, and that's something that you found later on, or have you always like enjoyed watches, or just go ahead and let me know.
Yeah, so that's kind of it's kind of gosh, it's hard to say when I got into it. I remember when I was young, and my dad he owned a bar, and it wasn't in the best part of town, and guys would come in and give him stuff, like pawn him stuff for drinks. The first couple of drinks, they pay for it, and I guess they ran out of money. And one guy gave him a watch as an old Timex, but it was pretty cool. And I looked at it, and he gave it to me, and I admired it, so he gave it to me. And so he kind of explained watches to me. He said this kind of resembles it's a copy of a Rolex, and this is a Rolex, and on and on, So and as I grew older, I really admire watches. And then I remember, gosh, I think when I was in college, I went shopping. I don't know why. I remember I was in college. I went shopping, and I saw a Rolex Thunderbird. This many years ago, and I had to have it. And since then, I've been hooked on watches. I don't have like my favorite watch of all is the Vacheron Constantine,
Oh,
and
see, you like the good stuff, dude. It's like a
I
$34,000
mean,
watch.
yeah, they go on up to like 80,000. But I was in Europe and I looked at a few Vacheron and it was just wow. I mean, was it like 18 months ago? No, 14 months ago we were in Europe and we went all over Europe and oh Switzerland, went to Switzerland. I went and looked at watches and it just all you do is just drool. And so probably my goal. I don't know if it would be something I would buy anymore.
Your
Like the
Grail
Vacheron.
watch, isn't it? It's called, right? The Grail watch, the one
Yeah.
that, you want
Yeah.
over all the others.
Right, right. I mean, there's people who take the Patek, the Breguet, I think one of the top watches out there that's been overlooked is the A. Lange and Suna.
Yeah,
It's
the
German
German,
made.
yep, German.
Yeah,
I have a German Nomos, so I mean, nowhere near the same, level, but I do enjoy the German's craftsmanship when it comes to watches as well. I think it's very underrated. But sorry guys, I know this is like a prepping silver channel, but I have him on, so I'm just gonna try to get as much knowledge as I can out of this man from all the things that I'm interested in. So
yeah.
bear with us.
Yeah, but anything with the tourbillon, anything 18 karat with the tourbillon movement would be the holy grail of watches. You're talking something that I would never, most likely will never get. I just can't drop $150,000 in a watch.
Yeah,
But
there's levels, right? There's levels to this. People hear someone paying $300 for a watch, they're like, "What? You crazy?" Or $3,000. You're
yeah,
insane. And like, there's just levels and there's different, interests. But I know for sure there's people that purchase a watch, a Rolex for used Rolex, they just for 3, 4 grand, not like
yeah.
2, 3 grand, and then they hold on for it, and then they can sell it back and not lose money on it. So it's pretty cool.
Right, right. And I guess that's the thing. That's the thing is I've learned that I buy quality stuff, and when I'm done with it, when I'm done with it, and I get rid of it, I get rid of it for more than what I pay for it.
Right, right.
I'll give you an example. Like, okay, and I'll transition back into the coins. The stacking, right? I'll transition I don't know if you. I think you might have seen a video that I did, or I touched on gold and silver ratio. I just don't understand the ratio.
Yes,
You know,
yes, you
the
actually did a great job. You were comparing it like two different things. Yeah, I remember seeing that video.
yeah. So I mean, silver and gold has nothing to do with each other. Like money can't buy happiness, right? There's no correlation there. I've been poor and happy and poor and unhappy, and rich and happy and rich and unhappy. I'd much rather be rich and unhappy than poor and unhappy. You see what I mean? There's no correlation between money and happiness. There's no correlation between silver and gold outside of it as being a metal. That's how I see it. I hope I don't honk people off by saying that,
Oh,
but
you
yeah.
probably will. You definitely will.
I mean, so how do I get the resources to buy the gold or the precious metal, right? I don't work, So let's go back to where I'm from, right? So a little bit about me first, so maybe people can see where I'm coming from. So a long, long time ago, I came from a far, far away land, right? And I put myself to high school. I put myself through college at a little private school up north, right? And then, which really sucks because, I mean, they put you through hell. And then I went and got my master at a party school. Party school is where it's at because I
Right,
learned
right.
so much and had so much fun. So I've learned a lot, and I went to work in corporate, and I went to senior executive school. I did all that stuff, and then I said, one day I woke up and I said, I'm not going to work anymore. So I called them and I said, hey guys, I quit. Right. But over times, where I've learned is, you know, I learned to prep. I was in charge of disaster control group. We evacuated through hurricanes. We've done all that stuff. So why do I prep? I prep for comfort. I get to this. You start learning to prep early in life. You know, I get to where, hey, look, we had a hurricane come in. What do we do for water? So what I did is I've learned to like freeze my water, right? I mean, you can buy a water bed, you can drain your water. Worst come to worst, you can drain your water heater for water. But what I do is I freeze my water, right? So before I evacuate, I have tons and tons of frozen, not tons, but enough frozen waters in freezer, chest freezers, where it turns into a big coolers for, several weeks, and I have water. But I've never had to go back and rely on that, you know. I've been in war zone where, pretty much destruction, and they've never had to use silver and gold. They use a credit card still. Within a week, credit cards are flowing. So in prepping, I guess I'm jumping all over the place,
No, that's
but
fine. I'll go ahead and touch on things to to make it more palatable.
yeah. So go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, like silver and gold, it goes back to watches, right? Silver, I mean, I'll tie it back in, and then we'll straighten this whole mess up that I've created.
No, don't worry about it, dude. The
It's
more information, the better.
Yeah. So what happened is, I start buying like quality, like for clothes. I'll buy quality clothes, the high end stuff. Robert Graham's. I would buy Robert Graham shirts. They run $200 to $400 a shirt, but I have a vendor that would sell it to me for $19 to $59. I wear it, and then after that, I just put it on eBay and I flip it for more than what I paid for it. Boots. I had a pair of Tony Lama's Del Rey, what you call it, anteaters boots. They were god ugly and they look awful on me. I paid 38 bucks for it, and some dude gave me 600 bucks for it on eBay. And then I said, hey, look, after I quit working, I said, hey, look, there's something here. So I started flipping stuff on eBay. The first year I did it, I pulled in 44 grand, you
Dang.
know. Yeah, so I took that and then turned around and flip and put it on silver and gold, as a hobby, you know. And then later on, I can touch up why gold. And to me, gold. I mean, I buy a lot of gold, but I think it's probably not the best investment, you know. So
Right. So for you, it's more of a collection.
yeah, yeah,
Right, and also because like you were mentioning, like you purchase these things for below a certain price, and then you get your value out of them, and then you just sell them off. Um, so that's fair to say you kind of are seeing that play. You want to see that play out with gold and silver as well, like you did with the boots, like you did with some watches, like you do with pretty much everything. I mean, not everything, but a lot of things that I see you have. It's like you mentioned, good quality stuff, and I assume you're getting them at a very great price.
right. I do. I do. Okay, so like I guess I have to caveat, guys. I'm not a and you hear this all the time. I'm not a financial planner, right? But I do have children, and this is how I tell them to invest. So we map it out. There's a couple of pretty famous guys, and they do it. They put this together a lot better than I can. They can articulate it a lot better than I can. You build your asset and let your asset build your portfolio. You know, yeah. So what I'm saying is like, you buy your real estate and you have positive income, and you can deal in real estate in many ways, right? I love land because there's not much to manage in it. I don't have to fix toilets. I don't have to worry about collecting rent. I buy land. I don't know if you saw one of the things that I put out. I bought a parcel of land just because I wanted to go out there and ski shoot, and they found oil on it. And it's
Wow.
like, wow, check it out, a little bit of mailbox money. I mean, I didn't become filthy rich from it. But so what I do then is I take that land and then I flip it, right? So um, example, I buy a shirt for $19. I wear it, I flip it for $50. I take that $50, then I can put it in an S&P 500, or I take a piece of property. I bought a piece of property for $100, right? And then I paid $400 in back taxes, and so I have 500-600 bucks. Same month, I flip it for $4,000. Then I take that, either put it in S&P. If the S&P is too high, then I put it in metals.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, so for me, it sounds like you're flipping, but with the purpose to go to put it somewhere, right? And then you of course can't tell people exactly where to put their money. But it's just like this is for me why I got into the gold and silver because I saw an undervalued asset. Like I think gold and silvers are near their bottoms. So and the especially at the time, the Nasdaq, the S&P 500, the Dow were really high. So and I'm getting where that age where I need to start thinking about my retirement and investing for my retirement. So if I know that the S&P and the Nasdaqs are hitting all-time highs or are very overpriced from what I can see. Um, and the gold, the precious market, the precious metal market to me is it's definitely undervalued. Just put my money in the undervalued asset until it becomes fairly valued, or if it becomes overvalued, then of course, you want to get out of that to put it and find it in another, undervalued asset. Then, and
Right.
that's kind of what I want to do.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yes, you hit the nail on the head. I guess the thing is, yeah, and to each his own. I mean, I can't tell you the percentage. There's people who's going to say, "Hey, look, what percentage of this? What percentage of that?" The only thing is, the only thing I can say is be well diversified.
Huge.
I mean, I've been burned so many times. I don't know if you know what? I'll give you, I had a few drinks. So I'll give you a few numbers, right?
Uh-oh, it's getting real, folks.
So I'll give you a few numbers, right? I was um, right before Hurricane Harvey hit. I have a place down on Padre Island, right? So right before Hurricane Harvey hit, I was flying back and forth, just enjoying it, right? Just enjoying the island, and I was invested pretty much daily in a little company. It's an oil company, and I had, I don't know, big numbers. I mean, big numbers.
Right, right.
Uh, Six digits, mid six digits, right? Up there in an oil company, in and out, in and out. I was making 7,000 a day, 14,000 a day, 30,000 a day. I was banking on it, flipping up and down.
Huge.
And it's just crazy money, right? And Harvey hit, and oh my gosh, the oil company just tumbled, you know. So I lost everything, and I went in a hole by quite a bit.
Right.
So that's something, that's a mistake that I made because I got greedy. So there's horror story that that I have, but overall, if you're well diversified instead of putting your eggs in a basket in one basket, you'll come out. You look at real estate. You look at large cap, mid cap, small caps. Put your money where you're comfortable, and then put your dollars in metals. The way I look at metals is, metal is a non-performance asset. What I'm saying is it doesn't give you dividends. It doesn't yield hay. It doesn't put out oil. It doesn't do anything. It just sits and it grows with inflation.
Right.
Maybe a little more than inflation. So my plan is if I lose everything at the end of the day, when I check out, at the end of the day, I can give my kid, a chest full of whatever, yellow stuff and silver stuff. I think I invest in gold, but I think silver is a much better product than gold. I do know that. So it's kind of an oxymoron there. If I know silver is better, then why buy gold? You know, I guess it's a mystery. It's gold is used in what? 60% of the gold in the world is used in jewelry. You know, uh, Silver, at least silver will produce. It's an industrial metal. They use silver in from silver dimes to solar panels. There's so much uses for silver, and I think silver prices will outperform gold. You know, um, for me, it's just the dense. I don't have to carry as much gold as I do for silver.
Yeah, you're balling. Like you're balling. So it's not, it doesn't make sense to have even 2 to 5% of your net worth with silver because it's just logistically, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, but again, it just depends on risk tolerances, right? It just depends on, there's so many variables, and that's why there's no such thing as a cookie cutter investment or a cookie cutter thing to do for pretty much anyone because there's so many different variables for every different situation. But I really do appreciate you talking about that diversifying because a lot of people think about the billionaires. Oh, they just had Microsoft. Oh, they just Facebook. They became rich off of that, but they stay rich and they keep growing their net worth by diversifying, right? So maybe, yeah, Mark Zuckerberg and made Facebook and became a billionaire through Facebook, but once he hit that kind of money is when he started diversifying. They like real estate, so some PMs, bonds, stock market, other companies. There's just so many other ways, or so many other places to put your money at. But I think a lot of people tend to kind of think in their own biases. So, silver's going to go to the moon, or Bitcoin's going to go to the moon, or the S&P 5. It's just they just say that that's the way it's going to go, and they go all in one thing. And you can, well, you can get really burned by going all in one
Yeah.
thing.
No, I've been burned through durable medical equipment companies. I've been burned through pharmaceutical companies. I've been burned through. So thank God I haven't been burned through crypto. You know.
Right, right. Yeah, and then there's timing, right? Because timing, that Bitcoin jump from like 900 to almost 20 grand, like that's super crazy high jump. So I mean, it's definitely it's great because like your story is it's gonna let people know. And then same thing with me, like I definitely try to let people know to diversify, not to go all in one thing. Always have cash on hand, low consumer debt. These are just things that are I think are just best if followed.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you said cash on hand, I mean, I agree with that. There's some people I hear a lot of people talk about the how fiat is it seems like they make it sound like how fiat is the worst thing in the world. I love fiat, the more fiat the better it is for me. But I do understand. I do understand the depreciation of fiat, but I would not put. I mean, no one in the world will put that money just in a mattress. You have to know what to do with it. You can put it in the Dow instead of riding in the Dow.
Right, right.
Uh,
Yeah, no, and when I mean cash on hand, I guess I shouldn't be saying cash on hand, but like just
oh
have
yeah,
liquid cash. Don't
sure.
have it in stocks or in I mean, I guess nowadays you can have it in stocks. I have this application called Robinhood, and
Mm.
within 2 days you can have your money out as long as there's buyers to buy whatever you're selling. But it's not a problem to just get your money out that quickly. But I wouldn't recommend that but yeah, so I saw a question from FYI Gamer. Uh, where do you recommend starting when prepping food?
Prepping food, right? So it's up to your taste, right? And number one is what's your situation? Are you prepping food for 3 days? Are you prepping food for a month? I would recommend a month. I myself have what would you say? 6 months? 6 months? I have a minimum of 6 months right now. 6 months to 9 months, and it's based on your taste. It I am not a fan of freeze dries food. I tried it. When people have let's say for example, if you have 9 months, a year, 2 years worth of freeze dries, right? That's great. But do you have water to reconstitute that food? That's the other portion of it. So I've been through 6 hurricane evacuation.
Wow.
I was in Hawaii, and we had an earthquake in Hawaii, and we lost power for a day. We had a big barbecue. All the guys got together. We had a big barbecue, and we sat outside and drank beer so I hope I don't offend folks out there because that don't drink, but we drank beer and we had a barbecue and then we chilled out all day, and then the power came back on. I used to live in Monterey, California, Monterey Bay, and
Uh-huh.
we had earthquakes all the time. And what we did is we were just ready to, we got in under door seals, we go to the earthquake drill, but we didn't lose power, you know. So anything more than a month, you're going to have government agency, you can have other agency that comes in. Have good food on hand, I do have dry beans, rice. I just don't have the cheap white rice. I have sushi rice. I have sweet rice. I have jasmine rice. You
Jasmine
know,
rice is good rice, my friend.
I love the fragrance. So I do love beans. All kind of beans. So I vacuum sealed it. I don't put anything in Mylar bags or oxygen absorber. That's a little more than what I'm willing to do. From smoked oyster to ham to all the canned stuff, soups and stuff like that. I have enough for I want to say 6 months. For two people.
Yeah, so
You
I
know,
think you touched on it very, very shortly about like why are you prepping, right? You mentioned that a few times already. Like, why are you prepping? What is like, do you live by hurricanes? Do you live by tornadoes? Do you live by like a fault like I do, Southern California? We're waiting for the big one. So it just depends on why you are prepping, and
right.
then that's when you can actually start like
Right.
figuring out.
Evaluate your situation, your environment first, like here, I look around. I don't have to be a very smart person just to look around and see what's in the area. We have NSA Texas, National Security Agency Texas here. We have Cyber Command here. We have Rack Space here. You're familiar with Austin. Austin is, they have Oracle. They have all these SAN, storage area networks. In this area. So those companies had already evaluated our environment. We're pretty stable. We don't have major hurricanes. We don't have major tornadoes. We don't have earthquake at risk. Here we do have a shortage of water. We do have a lot of heat, so that consumes power. So we have rolling brownouts, and sometimes we do lose the grid. So in prepping, I guess what I'm saying is prep for comfort. Okay, start now, start young, and build yourself up. I'm not going to go into the woods. I will pack up and head south to another location. Like you, I'm spoiled. I need to have something to plug my phone in. I
Right.
need, good food. I need, entertainment.
Huge, huge.
Uh,
Yeah.
we don't have, I don't think we're ever going to have a total nuclear event. I mean, we may, people, we would never thought, 9/11 would happen, but it
Yeah, no,
does.
no, yeah, definitely. We don't know what's gonna happen, and there's a possibility. Like I just finished reading that book, 1 second after. I actually
Yeah,
finished two books already in like under a week. I finished the next book too, and that I don't know if you're familiar with that book, but it's pretty
yeah,
much
yeah,
the EMP, right? An EMP.
right.
Um, and that seems to me, at least to me, it seems very unlikely. I don't think that there would be an EMP that's gonna, take out all of the United States of America. But I like again, it could be a possibility, but is it a possibility that I'm gonna be prepping for at the beginning? Probably not, right? Like it's
Yeah,
probably best for me to start thinking about earthquakes or fires. I don't live I don't live on the hills. I'm probably like a mile and a half from like some mountains, but a fire isn't even something that I would put in the list. So it just goes back to, prioritizing as well, right? Like, why am I going to prep for an EMP if I don't have an earthquake, things for an earthquake?
right, right. Yeah. I mean, the likelihood of the major, I don't, I mean, okay, so, oh boy, oh boy, boy. Okay, so, okay, without getting in trouble, you know, we do have weak spots. Oh boy. Um,
I'm just so
I think
excited to.
okay. I think our country. Okay, just to be safe here, I think our country have adequate ballistic missile defense
Right.
uh, in place. The only EMP concern that I would have is solar flares.
Yeah, yes,
Major
yes.
lightning storm, and solar flares.
And I
And
have
we're at a
another
low
one.
right now for solar flare,
And
for
I also think that's more likely is a cyber attack. Maybe some hackers shut off a power grid for a major city. Um,
right,
I I think that that would be more likely than an EMP or maybe even a solar flare at this point.
right. And then what do? You can help out your neighbors, and or else you can just pack up and go somewhere else until it's fixed.
Right.
You
And let
know.
me ask you this question, just because I'm so close to Mexico, it's like almost like a 2 hour drive, a little bit less sometimes. If there was like an emergency, do you think the government will let people leave the country?
Um, yeah. Um, I think that's the nice thing about America. And number one, I don't think we have enough forces to stop anybody from
Right.
leaving. And that's the nice thing about America. We do what we want.
Right, right.
And pretty much, I mean, we don't murder someone and get away with, you know what I mean? We do what we want. It's like we have the freedom to, I have neighbors that actually just packed up everything and, they own like, I want to say seven property and they sold it and they held a note. So they're going to have seven paychecks coming in, right? And they packed up everything and went to Belize.
Wow.
So if something major happened, yeah, you want to leave the country. You know, where you are, I would go up to San Francisco. It's nice up there. You
Yeah,
know?
SF is nice, but I mean, I have to go further north for it. I mean, I just
Yeah,
San Francisco is, or even like Fresno, th those areas where there's a bunch of acreages of just pistachio farms or just all the
yeah.
fruit that we consume in Southern California.
But I mean, no, on a serious note here, man, if you ever need anything, like if you need to bug out, give me a ring. I'll call my brother. I got a brother up in Bend, Oregon. You got a place there. You need to come here. Come here. That's the wonderful thing about this community. And it seems like everyone's open arms to have their arms open to help each other.
Yeah, and that's also something that I also why I made this so public, just because gold and silver kind of prepping go hand in hand, and it was just like an overwhelming support of people like you that have been doing this for a while that actually know their shit, and it's like holy crap, like I really do appreciate like you guys just taking me under your wing, you know?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I don't have room for everyone, I mean, I have another, like, I'll give you an example. I have a great friend of mine that live up in Virginia, right? And we have family all over the place, right? I have Michelle, say hi. Hi. So
Hello,
she's been sitting, she's been sitting here with me, right? And she's got a place in Europe, and she's got family in Europe, and every time we go, anywhere we go from Colorado to Virginia to Hawaii to anywhere we go, we have a place to stay. And I think, I'm open to anyone who wants to chill, I mean, I always have an empty place. If you need a place, just hey, give me a ring and I'll give you the combo to get in.
right, right. No, and that's super beautiful, right? Because of the I don't know, and I trust your judgment, right? And like I assume you wouldn't offer that just to anyone, right?
No, no, I'm talking about like a major emergency. Hey, look, there's an earthquake out there, I mean, I got to get to know people before, it's like, there's folks that I don't know where I say, hey, look, I just need a vacation, you know.
Yeah, screw off, dude.
you know.
That's
But I guess that's another thing. That's another thing for prepping, right? And by no mean I'm advertising. Like I would buy, like I bought a penthouse condo down south on island, and the reason I bought that is as a bug out place. However, in the summertime, I make enough to pay for all the bills for the whole year. You see what I mean? So
right,
that's
right.
part of investment. That's part of your portfolio. It's not just silver and gold and etc. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's something that like you talked about diversification is very important. It just plays like a huge role in preparing for other stuff. So it doesn't even make sense if you're a prepper and you kind of aren't diversified, right? Because as a prepper, you want to be prepared.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, seriously, I have a friend here. Dude is like amazing. he can make soap out of uh, plants. You know, is what is that? Yuccas. You use yucca roots to turn it into soap. He eat yucca leaves. You know, he can skin a snake and cook a snake. He can. I stock a fish. I have a pond that I stock full of bass, and I can't catch anything. You know, the only fish that I can catch is out of a grocery store. You know, and this dude can catch all kind of fish. He hunts. He does everything, you know, and it's just amazing, you know. But I don't want to do that, you know. That's not something that I would do. I mean, I've learned from him, you know, but my skill is not there. Part of prepping is getting close to your family, and you know, my kids and I, we well, my son and I, we learn how to make soap together. We learn how to make potassium nitrate. From old woods, and we take slow growing timber, I mean, like oak trees, and we burn it, and then we take the ashes and turn it into potassium nitrate, and then we mix that with a fat, and then we pour it into soap bars. You know, we mix fixing wax. You know, we take beeswax and mix it with paraffin and oil. And we learn how to do a lot of that stuff, you know. But, you know, reality, I just want to be comfortable.
Yeah, no,
What?
and like again, I agree 100%. Like I think it'd be important to learn certain skills to fend for yourself for the like those emergencies, right? Like fishing, hunting, um,
Yeah,
how to start a fire, like do the basic stuff that yeah,
right.
of course you don't want to start your fire every day. You would rather use a lighter, but I think it'd be good for you to know how to start a fire without a lighter. But
Oh, yeah.
it just goes it's just like the more you know, the more you can be protected for that situation, right? So like if you don't have a lighter, you know that you can fall back on that, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna do everything like the most difficult way.
Right, right. And you know how hard it is to start a fire? And I've tried. I've tried. It takes a lighter and a tank of gas for me to start a fire.
Right.
You know, it's like I admire people who can do stuff like that, you know.
No, yeah, I think it again, it goes back to like you said, comfort and I've never heard those two together. Like at least for the short time that I've had, I never heard someone say like prepping and comfort in the same sentence, right?
Right.
So it's like, yo, this guy knows what he's talking about. Like, I want to follow what you say. Yeah, like, because usually I think about prepper, it's like, okay, we're gonna let this one can of beans last a whole week, and then we're gonna drink our piss, and then like, that's what I think about prepping, kind of, So when you're like, oh yeah, prepping, I want to be comfortable. Like, okay, yeah. So it's not too bad. And then also my girlfriend, she's a teacher, and she's like, are you really gonna get into prepping? Kind of like a little concerned, like, oh my God, is this guy gonna go live in the woods?
Right,
So
right.
so it's just like it's very interesting the perception that some people have of what prepping is. And then for you, I'm glad I met you really early of this prepping journey because it puts it into perspective that nah, it's not what those people do, it's what's best for what's you and your situation. And then and I think
Yeah.
the comfort plays a huge role.
Yeah, I'm reading some of the chat, but no, yeah, yeah. So some of the skills that you need to learn, right? I mean, so it's not just a basic, you know, fire starting. It's not it's the medical side. I have a strong background. I didn't caveat on what all I do, and I won't share. I won't share because this is not an open Komodo interview yet.
Right.
It's where you need to where I have a strong background in medicine, right? So that's where the prepping should be. You need to know what to do when you can't get to a physician. You can't get to. You need to know the medication. You need to know the vasopressin. Well, how important is it to have aspirin on hand? Because what does aspirin do? People just say, "Yeah, I got bandages. I have what bug spray. I have all this stuff. Antibiotics, on and on and on." What do you do? What are the most important meds? You need to know what's going on with your body. Without proper dental hygiene, for a long period, you will have cardiac disease. You
Right.
know, yeah. So you have to know. Okay, I'll give you an example. What does an aspirin do? It has four properties, right? It has. Don't give aspirin to someone who's allergic to it, of course, you know. But it's an antipyruvic, well, I can't say it now because I had drinks. You know, it decreases temperature, anti-pyruvic, right? Anti-inflammatory, analgesic, so prevent pain, right? And it also those are three properties. But the main property it has is it stop platelets from forming. So that will stop a heart and prevent a heart attack. It's a great survival. You give someone one aspirin during when they have chest pain. You
Right.
know, so yeah, you know, so a skills to learn is not just first aid. A little more about medicine. You
Yeah, yeah,
know,
and that's something that, like, again, that I haven't thought of that I'm definitely going to keep into consideration now. It's just usually, oh, this is the best-selling first aid kit on Amazon. Let me just pick that up and then I'm good, right? But it's
yeah,
probably not best if you don't know, like you said, the properties of when's the good time to take this, or when how to treat a certain wound a certain way. And the chat's going
yeah.
crazy. Debbie B and FYI Gamer are just talking about trading P for aspirin.
Actually, that's the thing I love about these streams, man, because this whole sitting here talking to you is really seriously, it's not nowhere near as fun as sitting there saying stuff. Like, I mean, I haven't seen Corn out here, but Corn is like crazy when he's really funny and it's
He's
fun.
yeah, he is so funny. I just realized that there's two giants behemoths comparing to me that are alive right now.
Hmm.
So we didn't time this well, but I mean, some people will come back and watch it. If not, I would love to have you on again, or well, I don't know. I'm having fun. I'm learning a lot. I think FYI Gamer and WB are here with us, so it's just fun. They're probably gonna have a good odds of winning the
Yeah.
the coin that you send me. And by the way, thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was so nice.
Yeah. Give that away.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
send
I'll
you
get.
more. I'll send you more. I have, shoot, I got a bunch of that stuff. I'll send you more.
No, dude, like I really do appreciate it. I'm keeping one for sure. And then well,
Yeah.
like I said in the video, I'll give one away. So if you're in the chat and if you want to win something, type one and maybe you'll win something. I
You're
just
gonna see a bunch of ones.
I just want to see, I want to gauge how many people are here so I can see how we should give this bad boy away.
Yeah. I think
Um
we only got like 12 people out there.
yeah, so I mean it's crazy, man. I comfort, dude. It just going back to that. For me to prep for comfort is really going to change the way that I saw prepping.
Yeah. Hey, there's Stanger. That's my neighbor.
Silver Stanger, yo, just in time for the giveaway, dude. Okay, so do you want to do it now? Let's just do it now, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Because these are the loyal people, man. These are the people that are hanging out with us and having a good time.
yeah.
So I'm gonna do. It's very simple. There's I think 10 people watching right now. Yeah, I need to like find a time slot so I can do these because I know people like watching them, but there's like a lot of other stuff going on right now too.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
No, I mean this is like the first time that I've done this, and I appreciate you even thinking of asking me to get on this stream. And it's it's just my thoughts are not all together, you know. But no, it's been really fun.
Yeah. No, like I said, I sound like a kissing ass, but I mean
No, no.
the fact that yeah, I think I heard you say you came from, well, I don't know, like you said you were poor, meaning that
Yeah.
you were poor at one point too. I mean, we don't
People
want
don't
to.
know what poor is. People really don't. I mean, I'm insulting people right now, but dude, when I pour a glass of water and there's mosquito larvae in it before I drink it, that's poor. For me to take a shower, I have to throw a bucket in the well to pull the bucket out. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I was
levels to
just
this. Okay, so chat. You're gonna see a comment of mine. It's gonna be pick a number through a certain range. First one to get that number is gonna go ahead and win the awesome coin that's been to all five San Antonio missions with South Texas Prepper. So that's super awesome. I don't know. To me, that's like history, right? I don't know how many coins have been to all five missions.
Well,
Um,
there's 10.
there's 10?
Yeah, there are 10 coins. So what I did is I went out to the Alamo. I went to the Manger Hotel, the hotel bar where Roosevelt recruited his Rough Riders, and all five missions. So
Wow.
five, yeah, five historical mission in San Antonio, and the Alamo is one of them.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Okay, chat. So get ready. You're gonna see the comments shortly. And then first one to get the number wins. Do, 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 do. But yeah, that's crazy. Oh my God, dude, stop. I'm so stupid for choosing the number, dude. I knew seven. I'm not even joking. Debbie B,
Derby.
she's first, right? Let me see.
Yeah, yes, yes.
I'm changing it to live chat. Yeah, Debbie B, she's first. So I literally wrote seven and then I was gonna cross it out and then write another number, but I was like, no, I wrote seven first. I'm just gonna stick with it. But yeah, so Debbie B won. Uh, and I think I had received something from the mail from her. It's just Silver Seven. Yo, what's going on, Silver Saint 77? He's actually someone else that knows his stuff when it comes to prepping too. So I would love to have him on again. But yeah, Debbie, shoot me an email. I think you have my email, and I'll send that bad boy off to you. I didn't have time to drop the video, but I'll drop it anyways. Um, yeah, I'll show you a closer look of the coins. They're beautiful. They're in like, you know, these nice protectants, and it says this coin has been to all five San Antonio missions, signed by STP. So congratulations. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and I'll go ahead and send this to you when you send me your stuff. You have my email, and thank you so much.
Hey, Bill J, say hi to Lily for me.
But
I
yeah,
go out to Bill. I sometimes I hang. Most of the time, I peek in to say hi to Bill J every day while he's streaming.
Big Bank, Little Bank was so close. We were like literally a few seconds away. So yeah, better luck next time. Whew. But yeah, man, it's just crazy. I've had a lot of people suggesting for me to move out of California. When they're like, "Oh, you want to get into prepping? Get out of California." California's pretty comfortable, but it's very expensive. But
Yeah.
it's very comfortable, and what gets me is the diversity of just cultures and food, man. Like, I can go to Little Tokyo, Little Italy, Chinatown. Every other block is or city is filled with Mexicans, so I can get good Mexican food, just good food all around. But reading that book, especially the 1 second after, it's like if something that big would go down, like yeah, it's probably not best for me to be here.
How far are you from like Long Beach?
Long Beach, probably with traffic or with no traffic, because that changes the whole equation, dude. Without traffic, 35 minutes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
No, because I went out there. I went out there and I stayed at the Queen Mary, right?
uh-huh.
And my brother, he was down. He had a practice down in Temecula, and he was back and forth between San Diego, Temecula, and what is that outside of Long Beach? But yeah, because like cities are connected together,
Yeah, yeah.
I love that area, anywhere 50 minutes around Long Beach is just like beautiful.
Yeah, no, it's very nice. It's the weather, the food, but like people say, California will fall into the ocean. How do you prep for that?
Yeah.
I build a boat. I'm a built Noah's Ark, bro. That's how I'm gonna prep for that.
They've been saying that forever, it's, you know, what can you do? To me, if an earthquake hits, and like I said, I've been through it, if a major I guess Seattle had a major earthquake back in around 2000 where that major bridge fell in. I mean, the whole overpass dropped.
Oh, right.
back in around 2000, 2001. I can't remember when. It's an awful thing that happened. You know, but society, we came back strong. Within 2 weeks, everything's operational. So to answer the question of, we go back to the question of how much food do you have on hand? For your family, look at a month. Look at a month, month and a half. The crucial thing is water.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you're talking about the earthquake in San Francisco. I think that was like early 80s, mid 80s, no?
Oh, that was a big one
Yeah,
too.
that was a huge one, and that
Yeah,
one, like the pictures of that, like those pictures are like, holy crap, that's
yeah,
insane. Hey, yo,
yeah,
Hector, what's going on, my bro? I hope you're well. But yeah, it's pretty crazy, man.
yeah,
For those earthquakes for some people, I know people that I know are pretty worried. They're just waiting for when is it gonna hit? When is it gonna hit? But I don't remember who it was. But they said prep. No, shit, I'm gonna butcher this. Something about prepping to like not be scared. Don't prep because you're scared. So prep not to be scared. I'm butchering it, but the
yeah,
point is pretty much prep so you can have like a good conscious free life. You know that you're prepared for certain situations. Don't be scared and then prep, right?
yeah.
But yeah, the earthquake's definitely a thing out here, and I think water is also something that I'm probably gonna focus on pretty early on. But I did read a comment also someone left me to just do short goals, to shoot for a have food and water for
Mhm.
2 days, 3 days, and then you shoot for the week, and then you shoot for the 2 weeks, and then like you mentioned the month, and you think that's a good place to that's a good place. But it just depends, like how many people do you have in your home?
Right, right. And there's always something that your neighbor needs. Somebody's going to come to you and say, "Hey, look, you have some water. Hey, look, you have this. Got a cup of sugar." That's probably a bad example, an old example, but somebody's going to ask you for something.
Well, the,
So,
the thing is about here, like I shit you not, dude, I don't know the names of any of my neighbors.
oh my gosh.
And I've been living here for I don't even know how. It's just like it's just a neighbor. Like, and again, like I know I lived in Austin, and Southern hospitality is like genuinely a real thing, man. Like it's a real thing. Um, so it's just like it's crazy, dude. Like I don't know my neighbor's name. Like I don't.
Ooh, I know the judge. I know the judge. I know the mayor. I know. I'm not saying that I know. I'm not name dropping. It's just, the difference is like I get a speeding ticket and the judge will throw out the ticket.
Right.
I mean, you can plead to it. They're not. I mean, if you're fully guilty, they're not going to let you get away with it. But it's very sensible when you know folks. Yeah. It's just, yeah, like you said, it's a different culture.
No, yeah, and I think that's something that maybe I should like even put in the list to get to know my neighbors. What if one of my neighbors is like a freaking doctor, or like, oh yeah, I used to be a military. It's just
Yeah.
that person could be someone that I can rely on for something. And likewise, if it was like that. But also that's when we come from oh, you shouldn't be telling anyone that you're prepping.
Oh man, I tell everybody I'm prepping, and they'll tell me. Half of these guys out here have major ranches that they have to own chickens, they have to own cows, they have to own ducks. They grow everything. And oh, by the way, again, I'm gonna honk some people off here. It's like these people are saving seeds in a major emergency. You're gonna plant? Really? Okay. Put it in the ground. You see what I'm saying? I don't think we're ever going to get to the stage where we have to plant. Anyways,
No, there you go. You got a request from Silver Stanger.
that's my boy. He lives in the town next to me. He lives like, hey, Stanger, tell him how far you live from me. About 18 miles.
uh Overcoming native ego. What's going on? I do not recognize your name. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Ooh, I like that a lot.
That's a smart guy.
That sounds like a smart guy to me too, man.
Yeah.
Nadia Silver, what's going on? Hola, amiga.
Nadia. Hey, your
Dude,
food looked so good last night, Nadia.
dude, Nadia is also a fun character to have in the stream.
Yeah. Hey Nadia, what's up with the HAI? That's my brother's first name.
That's how she says hi.
Yeah, that's how she says hi, but that's how my brother says spell his name, his first name.
That's pretty cool. If you
Yeah.
stay, yeah, dude, I love that. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Like I'm just reading that over and over again.
Yeah.
Overcoming native. Like, just living by that would really help. Everything be better. If you,
Yeah.
but yeah, so you don't think that you shouldn't keep the prepping on the DL?
No, I don't, because yeah, it's I don't know. In this community where I live, everybody prep. I talk to, so I have a friend of mine. She's a retired lieutenant colonel out of the army. I think she's a nurse. So I know where you live, Stinger. Let me see. So so I said to her, I said, hey, you know, what's going on? I said, because I know she prepped, so I said, hey, I'm doing this, 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 and she just laid it out to me, man. She go, okay, this is what you need. Boom, 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 boom. She came up with a big old list instantly off the top of her head. I said, wow. So a lot of people here prep.
Right. What about like if you were living in downtown LA in like the 34th floor of a high rise? What about then?
I don't know.
Would you keep your mouth shut then?
They have to evaluate that. Yeah. I mean, I guess everyone is like in a different situation, and it's gonna be it would be arrogant of me to even think of, hey, look, this is what you need to do. I just don't know their situation. I don't know how many kids they have. Do they have an exceptional family member? Jobs, money, the dreaded fiat. Where are they with that? On and on. But I can, yeah, no, I can't even say that. They have to really look at their situation. I think prepping is very individualized.
Yeah, it's definitely
Right.
case by case, right? And then same thing
Right.
with finance, same thing with investing, same thing with like precious metals. Like it just depends on on your situation and you have to evaluate to see what's best for you. So like for me, if I was prepping to that like a certain extent, I don't think it would be best in my best interest to, let the whole world know. It'd probably be something best. I live in like the suburbs of LA, Southern California, Los Angeles County. I'm not in like downtown LA, but there's still like a shitload of people that live around me. So
Yeah.
probably wouldn't be best for me just to like let everyone know what I have, just because of
Right.
people would get desperate. But if I lived in a city where there was 15,000, 10,000 people compared to like this city small, I think there's like 55, 60,000 people. It just depends, and that's why you have to go ahead and um just evaluate your situation.
Right. Right. So like, okay, so um, one of the guys was one of the guys out here in our community has talked about the Golden Horde. It's where people will come and take stuff from you if they know.
Right.
And that's why the weapons come in hand. You know, the key term is survival, and it's not just you are worrying about survival. I think other people are also worrying about survival, right? So if I'm worrying about survival, I'm not going to come at someone who has a 40 caliber in their hand. You know, so in an environment where you're dense with people that are desperate, um, then you might not want to say, "Hey, look, I'm a prepper."
Right.
You know, uh, where I live, everyone, it seems like everyone's are preppers. Whether they talk about it or not. So we don't have an issue with sharing. Hey, look, I'm prepping, and you know, and then you hear comments like, "Man, I seen those shows where people actually build bunkers and etc." That's not, yeah, they might do that, and that's fine. But what I do is, if things get bad, I just pack up and go somewhere else. You
Right.
know, so and
Yeah.
that's part of prepping. Get yourself Okay, so when I was in part of the disaster control, as a disaster control group, right, we have this thing that's called COOP, a cooperating in, area, right? So when things go bad, so let's say you have a communication focal point for the IT people, right? When that goes down, you can't get information out to folks, right? So you have to pick up and go somewhere else and operate. That's how I prep. I move my whole family to another place until things get settled.
Right.
you know. So like we go back to individualize. You know.
Yeah, no, I definitely do agree with that. And if that would be the case for me, if something would go down, and hold on, before I forget, dude, 1,800 people here, that's how I like it, Silver Stanger. Dude, 1,800 people. I can't even like imagine how few people that is for like a town. That's pretty cool. I mean, I can't imagine it because, I visit Mexico, and I go to little, I don't even know what they're called in English. Villages, I guess, of like, 500 people, and it's just beautiful because like you said there, everyone knows themselves, everyone knows each other by name, everyone knows who to get what, it's just a whole relationship.
Well,
um
Stanger's got he's in a town where they have the best meat market. They have a place called Yatrick Meat Market. That's where I go to get bacon, man. It's just amazing. You walk in there and you can buy a steak that is, I don't know, 20 pounds. It's just amazing.
right.
They have local honey, they have everything. That's where Stanger lives.
Nice, nice. Yeah, Pueblos. Pueblos way no mames. And then Hector Romero has a question for USTP. Do you see it?
Uh, I don't think he'll end. I do not, Hector. I do not.
West Coast Stacker. Wow, I'm an hour late. That's okay, dude. Better late than never. But yeah, no, I think it's crazy, dude. It's just, and this is something that I didn't even consider just a few months back. Like, I didn't even consider it. So, anything that I do to better my situation in any way is just a win, in my opinion, right? Like, I'm not gonna try to compare myself with anyone. It's just if I can better my situation month by month, year by year, and I
Yeah,
can, and that's all I'm shooting for.
yeah. At the end of the day, where are you at the end of the day? It's life. You build. Family and friends is the most important thing, and
Right.
then education, and then you build your portfolio, and you take care of your family with your portfolio. You travel, you have fun. You just cannot sit and hoard and store, and it's just you have to be. The more friends you make, the better it is. It's family and friends, man. It's just it's I think I shared it with you. I was having a drink with having a cigar and a drink with a friend of mine. And Hector, if the world ever ends, I'm gonna sit outside with a Liva Privadas and a scotch and end it with the world. But at the end of the day, just get out there and travel. Go to Europe. Go to Japan. I've been all over Japan. It's the cleanest country. It's the prettiest country you've ever seen. You know, uh,
Sorry, what country was that?
Japan.
Oh yeah, I've been. It's talk about like a completely different experience.
Oh my gosh, you just it is so clean.
Yeah, and there's no trash cans. They're all hidden.
That's exactly right. I mean, I ate something. I said, what do I do with this thing? I
Dude,
mean, okay. So I don't know if you ever heard of smart operation.
no, no.
So smart operation, Six Sigma. Have you ever heard of Six Sigma?
No, no, I'm completely lost right now.
Okay, so Six Sigma, it's in corporation is where how to improve things, right? Disney, like for example, is anything in the world can be improved upon, right? If
Right.
you want to save energy right now, turn off two light bulbs, right? So you can improve anything in the world, right? So Disney, what they do is, what were we talking about? I have too many drinks here.
Shout out to STP. Yeah. I'm lost in the comments right now. Something about zombies.
Okay, all right. So what happened is, so Six Sigma, right?
We're
Oh yeah,
talking about Japan, Japan,
Japan. We're
Japan.
talking about Japan,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So what happened is Six Sigma will do is they've gone to Disney to Disneyland, right? To go to Disney World, Disneyland, right? They said, okay, what we have here is a bunch of people that are wearing orange vests and picking up garbage, and we're talking about Japan and litter, right? So what they did is they said, you know, we're spending a lot of money cleaning the park. And they just have someone sit there and observe people. And they've noticed that if you hold trash in your hands for 9 seconds, you'll drop it. Right. So what they did is they got rid of they put a bunch of garbage cans 9 seconds away, 10 paces away. Right. And they did away with all the guys who's wearing vests. So all they have is a bunch of garbage cans and people was putting garbages in garbage cans. So now they have a few people in orange vests and golf carts and just that's how they keep the park clean. That's how they improve upon that. In Japan, they did the same thing for the whole dang country.
The whole dang country, bro. Like, I'm talking about from the woods to like downtown Osaka. Like, there's
Yeah.
no trash, dude.
Yeah, there's no, I went all over Atami. I went, all over that country, and it is so beautiful and pristine.
Yeah.
It's just, and of course, everything is like a shopping mall in Japan. You can go into the subway and it's like a shopping mall. I went to Namda and it was just like, it's just so clean and everything is commercialized, you know, and you would think with that much commerce, you would see trash, but you don't see any trash. But
Yeah.
anyways, we're kind of off topic. I guess it's about improving the world and not just ourselves, but it's just friends and family get out there and travel. Build your portfolio. It's just more than just hoarding and stocking 3 years worth of food and water. Be ready. I guess that's, be comfortable because at the end of the day, when the earth ends, I'm just going to have a cigar and a scotch.
Right. Right. And then I think that that's like really like the whole like thing for me, right? Like you want to better yourself so you can better the world, right? If everyone
Yeah,
can better themselves little by little, then the world throughout that would become a better place.
sure.
Stanger was in South Korea for 2 years. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. West Coast Stacker finished his solar today. Congrats.
Yeah.
Solar's cool. Damn, that cider should be ready soon. Was it clever? Yeah, I was not making any cider. No, it all makes sense. And no dirty rooms or trash anywhere. Yeah, Japan's definitely a weird place, dude.
Yeah.
I stayed at a love hotel um for I think so it was 14-day trip and I booked it for $1,000 flight and hotel. So I didn't
Dang.
choose the hotel. So it was a love hotel and I didn't know that until I walked in and there was a vibrator and a condo. It was like a love hotel. But dude, that was the cleanest hotel I've ever seen. And I've heard, I mean, you've been, right? The hotel rooms are
Yeah.
usually kind of small.
Super small. I don't know how you do it because you're what, 6'2",
I'm 6'1".
six
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah.
I'm 5'7.5". Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and that's pushing it, right? And I feel so claustrophobic. Of course, I'm in Texas,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you know. Yeah, but hey,
No.
but you touch on solar, right? Because someone said their solar grids up, right? And that's the thing. The thing about that is people need to learn how to listen, right? And I'm not preaching. And chat, I'm really sorry. I'm not preaching, right? I just learned how to listen, right? So remember when Obama was in office, and then this is not political, guys. Don't start throwing stuff out, right? Remember when Obama was in office, right? And when I'm in chat, I just throw stuff out, and when the stuff that I throw out do have some meaning into it, if people really look into it, like Obama, whether you like him or dislike him, right? There's nothing you can do about politics except for talk about it. People just talk about politics. There's not a thing they can do for, well, I can go and vote. Yes, you can. 4 years ago, you did, right? So when Obama was in office, what did he push for? Just listen. He pushed for alternative energy. So shame on you if you did not invest. Don't invest in solar, right? Invest in batteries because batteries, solar energy has to have some place to go, right? So
Right.
it goes into storage, right? So I invest in batteries, because there was nothing I can do whether I like Obama or not, right? But he said this country is moving forward in alternative energy. So I said, alternative energy, solar goes somewhere, it goes in battery. So I invest in battery. I made a little money, right? So the great, what is it, Donald J. Donald J is in office now. I knew that. I just, like I said, I had a feeling. But so Donald J is in office now. What does he want? You can't do anything about what he wants, right? Right now, you can hold your breath until he get out of office. You can go hold your breath until the wall is built or not wall is built, whatever it is, right? Donald J's in office, and he said he wants a wall, right? We're going to a government shutdown. He's pouting, whatever he's doing, whether you like him or not. You can't do anything about it, right? But keep an ear out because if he gets the wall, what do you invest in? You see what I mean? I'm not going to
Right.
tell you what to invest in.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say it out loud, so I'll keep that to myself.
You see what I mean?
Yes, yes, yes.
You see? So I guess the part of it, I mean, I'm glad that he brought up the solar bit. So I can, I can say, hey, look, dude said this. What does it take to build a wall? Well, I can think of cement. I can think of steel. I can
Yes.
think of Caterpillar tractors. I can think of tires. I can think of, whatever it takes, just like interest rate when it goes up and down. If interest rates go up, they're not going to build new homes. They're not going to build new homes. You're not going to get Owing Cornings. You're not going to get nails from Keystone Steel. You're not going to get, hammers. You're not going to get tractors. You're not going to get, nobody's going to deliver parts. So you're not going to get new tires. You're not going to get new vehicles. You're not going to, so that's why interest rate goes up, certain stocks goes down, so, that's how I think, when I say prep, I prep for life. I have enough food, I have enough water, I have enough education. I'm not a smart guy. I'm probably the dumbest guy in the room, but that's how I think and it works out for me. You
Well,
build your education base, you build your friends base, you build your portfolio, you build you let your asset build your portfolio, etc.
yeah, you've said that a few times, and I
Yeah,
kind of I haven't heard that too often. I know I have, but not like if it's just out there. You let your assets build your portfolios, and I feel
yeah,
like that's something that you just like. Oh, you said it like duh, but it's just something that maybe for. I mean, I've heard of it, but it's not like I said I've heard of it too frequently. So like just thinking about that, taking that slowly and saying just let your assets build your
yeah,
portfolio, meaning let what what you make from your assets to
yeah.
reinvest that into your portfolio, and it's just something that I feel like isn't really said too prominently.
It's like Monopoly, man. Play Monopoly. Take it to life. Buy 4 greenhouses and turn it into a hotel. That's what I do. You saw my store video,
Right,
right? I buy 4 houses, I buy land, and then I buy a business. I buy land, I buy a business. I buy a house, I buy a business.
right, right.
It might be silly. People say, "Oh, he's not doing it." Yeah, you saw the video.
No, dog, you can just tell. Like I said before, like I feel like again, this is just like a Kiss South Texas Prepper ass video. But dude, like
No,
the way
no,
you carry
no.
yourself, dude, like I know you got it. Like there's a lot of people that are posing out there that don't really know, or they just front like they have all this stuff. But just the way, I mean, at least for me, I kind of that could be completely off, but I feel like I have a good, radar for judging people's character, and I think you're really about it, dude.
Yeah. Well, no, no. Thank you so much. And I do really appreciate the kind words. And like I said, I am not all that. I just go and do. There's nothing in it for me. And a lot of people say there's nothing in it for me, but there's something in it for them. It's just,
Yeah, most of the time, the cases is there's something in it for other people.
and you can see it a mile away.
Yes, yes, yes. Silver Wolverine, what's going on? So, dude, we've been going at it for about 75 minutes now.
Jeez.
Let me know whenever you wanna cut
Yeah,
it. So I mean, I would love to have you on again, whenever you want, dude. This was really, really fun. I had a good time. It seems like you had a good time too. I know the
I
chat
did.
did.
I
Thank you,
did.
Debbie B. I got your emails. I really do appreciate that, and congrats. I will send you your prize tomorrow.
Hey, Nadia, want to know what's a love hotel?
Oh, a love hotel is they're kind of big in in Japan. So when a man and a woman love each other very, very much, um, yeah. So it's pretty much you rent a hotel room to do the deed, just to go balls deep, and then it's usually like an hourly rate. But I picked it up from from Expedia, the whole package. So I did not know anything about the hotel. But before I forget, I mean, you guys could click off now. This is just gonna be me and South Texas Prepper talking about the Love Hotel. Um, dude, those rooms were huge. They
No
were
kidding.
huge. Oh, somewhere in the outskirts of Osaka. I don't remember. But dude, those rooms were huge and they had a hot tub. So, oh
Yeah.
dude, it was so epic.
Oh,
And then I had other friends that were like, dude, we're like in a closet and there's four of us.
that's
And
exactly right. That's
yeah,
exactly. It's like a closet, you know.
yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, it's a completely different culture, you know. It's just like so. I was there with a couple of guys, right? And we had this. I think we're done with the chat, so we're. I guess I've been done with the chat because we've gone. We've pretty much gone in every directions. But I don't know if you ever heard of the Pink Tea House over there.
Is that the one where like the girls are yeah? I think I nailed it right. See, look
With
at look
the
at I went with my girlfriend, bro. So I
oh
couldn't
no.
experience the
Oh my
the full
gosh.
experience. But
Yeah.
I had a friend who I mean he's not gonna listen to this shit, right? Like so he got a friend out there, and like good for him, dude. He's single. Yes, Nadia. Yeah, it's in Japan, Nadia. And he got a friend, and good for him, dude. Like, I mean, I wouldn't do that. I would go for the hunt and the prowl if I was a single man in the foreign land. But to each their own. So yes, I think I do know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh. Oh, anyway, so yeah, get out there and travel and do whatever, you know. This world is just not. Well, anyways, that's enough of that preaching business.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't know. This was fun, but let's go ahead and end it here. Thank you so much for everyone watching. Hector, Debbie B, Nadia, West Coast, FYI, Silver Saint 77, Silver Wolverine, the legend, Silver Stanger, dude. All of you guys, I really do appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with me. And yeah.
Yeah, so maybe if ever maybe we'll do a structure one so people are a little more appreciative the next time.
Yeah, no, I'll find a better slot. Debbie B suggested a time slot where people don't really have too much going on, and
Yeah.
we can go ahead and do it then. But if you want to come once a week, whatever you want, dude, I'll go ahead and we can make that happen.
Yeah, let me know. Thanks.
Give me the address and recommendations. Okay, Nadia Silver, I will do that. Okay, I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great night. And I'll catch you guys later.
All right, out of here.
Peace.